What's a wedding without photos? The poses, the thrill, and the memories years after. On this episode of Wedding on a Budget, Akintayo Timi, CEO Akintayo Timi Photography, will take us through the art of wedding photography and all it entails. Stay tuned.
My name is Adeze Omezurike. I own a fashion brand called Maison Woman in Nigeria. We're into clothing for women, and we retail them in Nigeria also. How important is it to have a professional photographer at weddings? I think that's the most important thing at a wedding, because your memories, it's for me, it was the key thing for me at my wedding. So I think it's very important to have good photography at your wedding.
It's very important to have a professional photographer to cover your wedding, because it's a memory that you don't want to lose touch about. So, it's not a question that you have to think about. It is very important to have a professional photographer at your wedding.
I think photography is like reminding you of that special day. So it's as important as the day itself, because it's a recap of what really happened that day.
Hi, my name is Shaiton Atigari, and I am a TV presenter, producer, and entrepreneur today at the Design Fashion Week Africa 2019. How important is it to have a professional photographer at your wedding? I mean, hopefully you only want to get married once, right? So you want to capture all the moments, and doing it on a phone doesn't really make sense, because it's the one day in life where you get to share with your friends and family. So you want to capture the moments and make sure they last forever in high quality and edited right, of course.
How important is it to have a wedding photographer at the wedding? And is it important to have a wedding photographer at your wedding? I guess it depends on the priority of the couple. I have had meetings with some couples, and unfortunately, photography was not that priority, especially when you grow up watching a lot of movies or Disney movies and you have this idea of what your wedding gown should be like. Then you grow up and your priority is to look like Cinderella. So what you're willing to invest the most funds is your wedding dress, and that's fine by you. That's fine by me as well. A lot of my grooms too, they're all about alcohol. They want their friends to have a good time, and so their priority is not photography. I can't either say they are right or they are wrong. I just feel like it's almost a no-brainer. If you want to experience this once and forget about it, then by all means, your photographer should not be your priority. But if you want to, after a while, it may even be the next day or the day after or a year after, want to not just see what it looked like, but feel how it felt like, I absolutely think it is important to hire a professional wedding photographer, and also if you tend to marry once. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Phoebe Damia Solo. I'm currently the founder of Niger Arts Market. I was picking my photographer. I was looking out for someone that's friendly. Okay, so I picked Jide Odukoya because I know that he's friendly. His wife is a sweetheart. I love her so much. I knew that they would get me because they are very simple people as well, and I'm a simple person. So I just knew that I had to work with them, and then they give top-notch pictures, quality. That's why I picked them.
The qualities I look out for when hiring a photographer, the picture quality, the brightness of his previous work, and very important, someone that pays attention to details is very important as well, because there are some memorable moments. You can only capture it once. Once it's gone. So attention to detail is very important too.
Wow, just somebody that understands my vision, somebody that can translate what I want and put it in pictures, someone that is patient, because if it's my wedding, I'm sure you're going to be dealing with my family and my husband's family. And that's basically it. Somebody that just understands me and we can communicate, and I can say I need this shot and you give me the shot.
I want the clarity. I want the editing to be superb. There are some editings that come with you looking fake already, looking too white, looking too dark. So I want a superb editing. And there are some situations, there are some, event the person must not miss in the wedding. You understand? Event in an event, so you must not miss some things in the wedding. So those pictures are important.
Well, I'll check out your reference. Personally, I will check your works, what you've done before. I'll probably ask 1 or 2 questions about you and know the kind of thing, or know how it is, because I wouldn't want anything whereby we'll have to start arguing or having issues at the end or some all those unnecessary drama. I don't want it. So I'll basically listen to what people have to say about you and check your works.
Qualities to look for when you want to hire a good wedding photographer. Maybe to say this, the qualities that I would mention probably have nothing to do with the images. It's more about the person themselves. You're offering a service, and you're offering a service where you need to make your client, your customer, your couple very comfortable with you. Few things. I'll start with sense of humor. If you can make a couple very comfortable, you can make them laugh, you make them very free, they will go over and beyond for you. They're willing to hang, they're willing to jump. If you say jump, is how high? They're willing to do literally anything. I've been at weddings where I got really chummy with everybody in the beginning because I'm always like the bride and the bridesmaids. So we had fun that day. We spoke about so many things and we laughed. And then you find out that as the wedding continues, because you're already friends with them, they come on, Tyro, have you eaten? There's chicken, there's beef, there's pig. Pig? Like, who brings pig? We can get you pig. They're willing to do anything you want. And you can even see brides like get no, not physical, but they're like, they're talking to the groom, to the husband, we've paid this guy, let him work. And the groom is like, come, did you know this guy before? But it's not even that, she's just already comfortable with you. So you need to get you a photographer who makes you comfortable, either by sense of humor or just being themselves. And that leads to trust. So when they trust you, when you say, post this way, don't worry, I got you, hang this way. As long as you say, you trust me? Yes, you trust me. I'm good. What else? What other qualities? You need someone who is punctual. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, people take advantage of that these days, but I like to be punctual. I like to be there when I say I want to be there. And I'm someone who's honest. If my service list includes 5 things, I'm going to give you those 5 things and more, but not less. Okay, so you need someone who's honest as well, and obviously someone who takes good images. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
My name is Salami Oluwaseun Victoria. I am the creative director of Shop Seun Lagos, a male-owned bespoke shoe brand. What are the qualities to look out for while picking a professional photographer? Personally, the contract of your pictures has to be very, very, very neat. Your pictures, you know what I'm talking about. You have to have glass-like pictures. You're not going to give me some ashy kind of pictures and you think I'm going to pay you. That's impossible. So I look out for the picture quality. That's very, not even the name. I am not even after the name. I'm not after big names. Just give me sleek picture qualities and we're good to go.
I must have seen the pictures it took, like his works. So basically,
when hiring a photographer, the qualities I'll be looking out for is the editing, the Photoshop. What the pictures look like, basically, the quality of the pictures. The pictures look nice, the lighting, are they really clear? And do they really show what the person is all about, like the facial features and the clothes? Because some photographers just take pictures without minding angles and then the pictures come out blurry and not nice. So I would look out for clarity and then color quality and stuff.
Picture quality. Picture quality has to be very, very good so that the memory I want to take, like the memory is capturing, are still very beautiful. Then another thing is sense of humor, like a photographer's sense of humor and detail. Detail is very important because some people will just take pictures and they'll just take random things, while some people would take they'll take cognizance of the important things and aspects of the event. So his attention to detail is also very important. And the sense of humor. At least it's my big day. I need to enjoy myself.
I want to see that the pictures are clear. I want to see that the pictures capture what exactly it is that's happening.
Style of shooting is a very important topic because there are tons and tons of photographers out there with different ways in which they shoot. And to be really honest with you, technology has come a long way. If you're looking for a clean, clear, crisp, bright image, an iPhone sometimes can actually give you that with like a very good light. So you need to sell something more than that to your clients. For me, I try to sell two things. I sell the personality of the photographer, which is me, and I also sell documentary styled images that tell a story. So there's absolutely nothing wrong in taking a portrait of a bride by the window and she's glowing and she's looking good. Those pictures will get you the most likes on Instagram. However, if for some funny reason when you open the window to get more light in there, there was like a gush of wind and it blew off her veil and then she's trying to grab the veil, I am not the photographer that would wait for you to get back. No, I'm going to shoot that whole process. So when you see it, you remember, oh wow, that's true. On that day we opened the window, man, the veil almost fell off. So I'm just going to shoot the whole story all the way. So that is my style of photography. I would give you pretty pictures, but they're pretty pictures that have common sense, pretty much.
My name is Olujimi Emmanuel Ayomide, aka Caesar. I'm a model, I'm an actor, I'm a fashion designer. How many pictures will I be expecting back? If he sends me 1 million, I'll receive them all. I'll receive them all. So far, they are good. Just nice pictures.
1 million. 1 million, I can go through all of them. Trust me, I can go through all of them. Everything has to be documented.
Well, I was expecting good numbers of pictures, and I got as much pictures as I wanted. Yeah. And it's not just getting so many pictures, it's also falls down to the amount of money you paid to your photographer.
How many pictures would I be expecting to get back? Let me say as many as possible. As many as possible. As many as possible. I don't have a particular figure for that.
Okay, it depends. That depends though, but at least 100 plus.
150 won't be bad. I'm sure I'm not that greedy.
A buttload of pictures. Like, I'm expecting like 10 albums. Then I'm expecting what they call it now, images sent to my phone. So not just hard copy. Like, he has to send it to me everywhere so that we can post and scatter the gram. You understand?
I didn't count the amount of pictures, but I got an album. I got a whole CD of maybe like 1,000 pictures. We had a lot of pictures. Because my wedding was a lot as well. So we had a lot of memories that we had to capture. I mean, I wore like 7 outfits, so that was a lot. That was enough. Then we had frames, acrylic frames that I really liked. So we got value for our money.
Number of images that a couple should expect after a wedding differs between different photographers. When I initially started, I was ridiculous. I was delivering maybe 4,000 images, and it was absolutely nuts. Actually, do you know what? Shout out to the couples who hired me back then, because I can't believe you guys would go through 3,000 images. I once bumped into an old hard drive that had some images that I took back then. And it was repetitive. It was just too much. So this is her shoe. She's wearing Manolos, for instance. And, it's 20 shots of one freaking pair of shoes. And why? So I think the turning point for me came about when I had to deliver a flash drive to a client, and I didn't leave. They asked me to stay so we can all view it together. So they put it behind the TV, and as opposed to looking at the pictures, I was looking at their reactions, and they were just changing. No, okay, we've seen this before. Next, and I didn't feel so good about that. So I figured, find a way to reduce the number of images you take. Not reduce it for reducing sake, but reduce it so that the ones that you have are images that tell a story as opposed to being repetitive. So now, with me and my assistant shooters, when we go shoot, we can come back with like 10,000 images, but I would reduce everything down to like 800, so that for every image, there's something there. So when I then repeated the process of going to deliver, I then had the client say, oh, no, wait. See, did you see this person at the package picture? You know, they are really interested in every picture. They don't want to click next without seeing everything the picture has to offer. When I started, I think before I started, people used to deliver images in disk drives. Well, I think there were compact discs, then flash drives. We still deliver flash drives these days, but more than that is an online gallery. So I do offer an online gallery for my clients. And we're in a world where everything is very fast now. So you are entitled after the wedding to a website that is passworded, and you can share it among your friends and family anywhere around the world, and you can have access to your images. So that is the world that we're in now.
My name's Arisi Budu. I'm a business entrepreneur. Yes, I would like to have more than one photographer at my wedding because I would want to cover every details, everything, not just one place. My photographer needs to be everywhere, especially where what is going on around everywhere, especially the caterer side, where they are spending the money, the musicians, my family, let me know everything that's happening.
I would like to hire more than one photographer because there are different sessions in the party. Then I would like to have pictures of every details. So of course, more than a photographer.
Sure. My wedding, I'm actually married, as you can see. My wedding, I had about 3 photographers, and I think I had photo books from 2 of them because they had the best shots I liked. So at least if one messed up and had one or 2 issues that would have probably happened, bad lens and all that, I would have still had pictures to fall back on. So I'm very open to having 2 or 3 photographers for my wedding.
Would I want to hire more than one photographer? I think to be safe, yes, actually, it makes a lot of sense because I don't want, it's not something that I'm going to rerun. I'm not going to have my wedding again. So just in case something happens to this photographer's memory and then he lost everything, I don't want to lose pictures of my wedding. So, I mean, it's safe, but also depending on cost. Yeah, so, or maybe I can have one person do video, one person does pictures. So, yeah.
Yes, because I love how will I put it? I love the power of social media. So if it's possible for different media platform coming for my wedding to take my wedding shots and video coverage, I'm open to it. They are all welcome. If you can more than one, more than 2, I'm good.
Well, like when I did my wedding in Festac. And then I got advised from people to get more than one photographer. And I was like, if I'm paying good amount of money to a photographer, I think I should get a wonderful pictures. So calling more than one photographer, I don't think I'll buy the idea. But the one person I called did a good job. I paid him well and I got good pictures.
Would you advise couples to hire more than one photographer? Yes and no. It depends on the scope of the wedding. If it's an intimate wedding, I would say no. Just let me do it. Just give me all that power where I can control literally everything. Because there may be some, we're not like makeup artists that fight, I'm sorry. But we're photographers, we're kind of cool. So, but if 2 different photographers are being paid to do something, they want to do it to perfection. And we may clash at some points because you want to lead the bride. Oh, no, let me lead the bride. No, I don't like this pose. I want this pose. Yeah, I'm not ready for that. But if you hire a second photographer who would focus on the parents, by all means, knock yourself out. Photographer that will follow mommy and mommy's friends and daddy and daddy's friends. Oh, I love it. Please do that. So those are the 2 scenarios where I would say hire or don't hire.
I'm Ruby Agampuye from Rapid Rentals. I'm into power renting. I rent out generators and lighting tower. I'm actually a sales and marketing officer. Talking about the pricing, how much I need to pay. Well, I can't say. I think whatever comes with the package
once you get the quality or the value for your services, then I think it's a good to go.
It depends on how good he is, yeah, and if he's very good and in what the particular amount is saying, then you cannot price it small. You normal thing in Nigeria, you price it, but it depends on how good he is.
If the photographer is a professional, I'm willing to go with any amount he asks because I know he knows what he's doing.
I guess I really don't know the price range because I've not had any kind of occasion that I'll call on a photographer. Normal that I do shoot photos, I've not really called on a photographer, so I really can't tell. But with the rate at which photography is going, I should be able to guess from 300K upward.
Honestly, I don't know. I really can't put an amount to it. I guess when the time comes, it's to ask photographers and then see which one, see the range of prices that they're giving and then see which one works best for my budget.
It depends on the photographer I'm inviting. If it's the likes of Kelechi and the rest, we know those are big men in the industry of photography. So it depends on their kind of work. If you're going for an expensive photographer, but it all boils down to my budget. But anything that makes the memory lasting and have quality pictures, because I could go back to those days growing up. I realized that whenever the pictures are being taken, they're done in hard copies. I don't think people do that now, but it's now in an advanced way. So anything that will make it nice, I'll spend for it.
What is the average price budget for a photographer? This is a very interesting question. I don't think there's an actual price. I think it depends on how much the photographer in question values their service or how much worth you place on your service. So if at 2016, I placed the value of my service to be like X amount of naira, and between 2016 to 2018, I have invested in the latest cameras, the latest lenses, I've invested in workshops. I know much better than I did know in 2016, in 2018 or 2019. My price would definitely be different. So it doesn't mean I'm less of a professional than I was doesn't mean I'm that much more of a photographer than I was in 2016. But because I've invested more in myself, I value the service I provide, thereby enhancing my price or reducing my price depending on the photographer. So I don't really think there is a number I can articulate and say this is the price a professional photographer should charge. I guess it all boils down to your self-worth. But I don't think the word expensive should be used with respect to a service someone is providing. I've come to learn that way, unfortunately or fortunately, that we know how much work we've put into getting this done. We know number of instrumental payments that you paid to get like the latest camera and stuff like that. So if I tell you this is how much everything is worth, I don't think it's appropriate for you to say, oh, this is too expensive, I'd rather go for someone else. Then by all means, go for someone else. But yeah, like I said, I don't think there's a fixed price to how much a professional wedding photographer should charge.
I'm Femi Ajose, I'm a fashion stylist. To pay a wedding photographer, well, it depends on the category of the photographer and the level of photographer, Photographers charge as high as $1 million and more, depending on the photographer.
I don't know, to save memory of something as important as a wedding, you can go from 100 to $1 million.
But I can go all out for it because it's a memory on its own. So if it's captured poorly, you really don't have anything to fall back to. So I can go all out for it.
I would go to any level at all. So far I know if I'm very sure it's going to turn out very well, like I'm very sure it's going to come out properly and perfectly without errors and anything, I'll go to any length. If I can afford it too, I won't be in debt.
So I think I can pay between 200 and 400K.
The amount I'll be willing to pay for a photographer at a wedding depends on the photographer I'm hiring. I would have seen his work and seen what he can do. Then I would place a worth on that. So I can pay as much as possible, depending on what I see.
For me, it's more than just my work. I would probably rephrase the question to what makes the brand stand out. And the brand is a function of both my work and the person, right? Now, when I put both of them together, what will make my brand stand out is how I go around with the service I provide. Let me break that down. This is what I would prefer to do. If you come to me with an inquiry, we have a discussion. I would like to take you out, you and your husband, get to know you more, get to make the relationship between you and your photographer more personable. It's not just about taking your money. It's still about taking your money, but giving you what you want at the same time, right? Good. And that sells for me, that differentiates me from those who just send you invoice, I pay, okay, you don't pay, I finish. I like to check up on you like before the wedding, check up on you after the wedding, remember you on your birthday or your anniversary, stuff like that. That makes me stand out as a person. Now, as the photography service, the nature of my pictures, the storytelling type images, and the witty captions that I come up with on Instagram, I think, those are what kind of stand me out.
There you have it. I'm sure you've got a better idea on how to budget for a good photographer, qualities to look out for, the need for a professional, and so much more when planning a wedding. Be sure to look out for the next exciting episode of Wedding on a Budget. Bye for now.